good morning, children. Today we will start a new chapter, that is working of institution. So how the institution works, how the government works. Okay, for example, school is also an institution, right? Different organization, whatever organizations are there, everyone is called an institution, and the working of the institution is similar. So today we will discuss about how the institution works. First of all, the first important question is, how is a major policy decision taken? How the policy has been made, how the decision was taken, who are responsible in decision making. Okay, so here is an example. You can see this photographs. Okay, subject 27% reservation for socially and educationally backward classes in civil post / services. So this is the order. This order has been passed on August 13, 1919 by the government of India. So this order has been passed, and the joint secretary, an officer in Department of Personnel and Training in the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and the Pension, all these people signed this order. So okay, all these officers signed this order. So, but here is one important question. Who are these people who are responsible for issuing this order? And because of this order, in India for several years there has been chaos. Okay, people became angry, controversy were there for several years. So what is this order all about? And the name of the order was actually, the name has been given as a number. Okay, here you will see it has a number and is known by that OM number 3601231/90 EST SCT, dated 13/8/1990. So this is called an order. You can see the photo. When the government passed an order, or when the government issue an order, it looks like this photo. Okay, now what is this order is all about, and why there were controversy in India, and who are the people who are a part of this order? We will discuss that. Okay, and what happened later on after the order has been issued, what happened after the implementation, what happened in India. So we'll discuss that. The order announced a major policy decision. It said that 27% of the vacancies in the civil post and services under the government of India are reserved for the socially and educationally backward classes, SEBC. SEBC is another name for all those people who belonging to caste that are considered backward by the government. The benefit of job reservation was till then available only to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Now a new third category called SEBC was introduced. Only persons who belonging to backward castes are eligible for this quota of 27% job. Others could not compete for this job. So the order is all about this. The order has been passed because according to that order, 27% of the job vacancies or job opportunities will be given to the educationally and the socially backward classes. Okay, though we have a reservation, though in India there is a reservation for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Scheduled caste is number one category, second scheduled tribe. Now the third category is opening up, and that is called SEBC, socially and educationally backward classes. So in order to make you understand what is this SEBC, you must have heard about, you have never heard about this SEBC, right? But you must have heard about OBC, other backward classes. So this SEBC is called the OBC, other backward classes. So the government has given 27% of job reservation for the other backward classes. So the order is all about this other backward classes. Okay, any other caste or does not belong to the backward classes, they are not eligible for this reservation. So this is the order passed by the government. Now the decision makers. Who are the decision makers? In our previous chapter, we have already discussed about there are the government, ministers, right? Everyone is there who took major decisions, like for example, president, prime minister, parliament. So are the president, prime minister and parliament, they are present when this decision was taken, when this order was issued? So this is the question, because president is the head of the state, prime minister is the head of the government, and parliament, where there were two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, are they responsible, or are these people involved in this decision making? So we will find out that. Okay. The office memorandum was the culmination of a long chain of events. The government of India had appointed the second Backward Classes Commission in 1979. It was headed by B.P. Mandal. Hence, it was popularly called the Mandal Commission. It was asked to determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes in India and recommend steps to be taken for their advancement. The commission gave its report in 1980 and made many recommendations. One of these was that 27% of the government jobs be reserved for the socially and educationally backward classes. The report and recommendation was discussed in the parliament. So, this before issuing this order, the government of India has appointed Mr. B.P. Mandal, okay, as the head of this commission. The government of India appointed a second Backward Classes Commission in 1979, and who was the head? B.P. Mandal. That is the reason this commission was known as Mandal Commission. Now he has given the task to identify how many peoples are socially and educationally backward, what are the difficulties they are facing, what type of reservation or what the government can do in order to improve their lifestyle. So B.P. Mandal with his team took the initiative and they got a report. Okay, and this commission gave its report in 1980, and they have made one recommendation. They said that 27% of the government job should be reserved for this backward classes, socially and educationally backward classes. So this report has been given by the Mandal Commission, because this is called Mandal Commission because the head of this commission was B.P. Mandal. And when the report was given to the government, this point has been discussed in the parliament. Okay. For several years, many parliament and parties kept demanding the implementation of the commission's recommendation. Now, they already have recommended the government, they already have gave the report, but there was no implementation. Implementation means to come in force. They said that 27% of the jobs should be reserved for the OBC, other backward classes, but the government has not implemented that did not came into existence. Still, the backward classes are not getting that reservation. So many parties came into power, but there was no implementation. Then finally, in 1989, there was a Lok Sabha election. Okay, and in that Lok Sabha election, when Janata Dal government was campaigning for the election, that Janata Dal Commission said that if we win the election, we will implement Mandal Commission. So it was the campaign given, or the slogan given by, or the promise given by the Janata Dal party, and the Janata Dal win the election that time. Okay, and during that time, the leader B.P. Singh became the prime minister. Who was the leader of Janata Dal? B.P. Singh. He became the prime minister, and he took several developments in India. Okay, when he became the prime minister, he took so many initiatives in order to have development in India, and one of the important decision he took was the Mandal Commission. The Mandal Commission will be implemented. The President of India in his address to the Parliament announced the intention of the government to implement the recommendation of the Mandal Commission. On 6th August 1919, the Union Cabinet took a formal decision to implement the recommendation. Next day, Prime Minister VP Singh informed that Parliament about this decision through a statement in both the houses of the Parliament. The decision of the Cabinet was sent to the Department of Personnel and Training. The senior officers of the department drafted an order in line with the Cabinet decision and took the Minister's approval. An officer signed the order on behalf of the Union Government. This was how OM number 36012/31/90 was born on August 13, 1990. So, when the VP Singh became the Prime Minister, in the Parliament, with the presence of President, he announced that Mandal recommendation will be implemented. And on 6th August 1919, the government of VP Singh decided to implement the recommendation. Next day, on the very next day, on 7th of August, Prime Minister informed the Parliament about this decision and a statement of the Parliament. Okay, they have discussed, the Prime Minister has discussed with the Cabinet of Minister with the presence of President. They decided to implement Mandal Commission. Then on the next day, they informed the Parliament about this decision, about their decision to implement the commission. Then the senior officer of the department, they drafted an order, okay, with the approval of the Prime Minister. They drafted an order, and this order was born on August 13, 1990. This is how the decision was taken. Because we have already discussed, the Prime Minister, whenever took any decision, he has to first discuss this with his cabinet minister, and he has to inform any decision to the President. So with the president and cabinet minister, the Prime Minister will take a decision, and then that decision has to be given to the Parliament, announced in the Parliament. Then the member who are the officer in charge, they will draft a decision or the issue, then they will order the issue. Okay, so this is how the Mandal Commission was issued. Now, for the next few months, they were the most hotly debated issue in the country. So this Mandal Commission became the hot topic for many months or many years. Okay, in every newspaper and magazine, people used to see about the Mandal Commission. Okay, because there are two sets of people. One is against the Mandal Commission, against the reservation, and one is for the commission. Okay, so protests were going on, and the people who were against this Mandal Commission, they say that this is unfair, and it would deny equality of opportunity to those who did not belong to the backward communities. This is inequality. This will never bring equality, because who did not belong to the backward community, they will be deprived of the job opportunities. And the people who are in favor of this Mandal Commission, they used to say that those who have not been adequately represented, or those who did not get any job opportunities, the socially backward classes, now they will have the opportunity. They can apply for the job. This is a very good decision by the government. So there are two sets of people. One is protester and the another one. And if something has been denied, or if some dispute occur in the government, in the Parliament, when the decision was given by the Parliament, and some disputes occur with that decision, who will settle that dispute? It was the High Court and the Supreme Court. So some persons in association opposed to this order filed a number of cases in the court. So the people have filed cases, petition has been sent to the court for the decision making. Okay, and the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court of India bunched all these cases together. Whatever petition has been given, whatever cases has been filed against Mandal Commission, the Supreme Court gathered all the cases together and they studied it. Okay, and The case was known as Indira Swani and other versus Union of India case. Union of India means Government of India case. Okay, 11 judges of the Supreme Court heard argument of both sides by a majority. So there were how many judges? There were 11 judges in the Supreme Court. They were hearing about the cases. Okay, what is against Mandal Commission and what is for the Mandal Commission, why it is good for the country or why it is bad for the country. So after hearing all those points, the Supreme Court gave its verdict. Okay, and by a majority, the Supreme Judges in 1992 declared that this order of the Government of India was valid. Whatever order has been issued, that order is valid. So this was the verdict given by the Supreme Court. Okay, at the same time, Supreme Court asked the government to modify its original order. Modify means change, to change something in this order, and it is said that the person who are well-to-do among the backward classes should be excluded from getting the benefits of reservation. Those who are rich or those who are powerful from the caste other backward classes, they should be excluded. They will not get that reservation. Okay. Accordingly, the Department of Personnel and Training issued another office memorandum on September 8, 1993. The dispute thus came to an end and this policy has been followed since then. So then after the verdict of the Supreme Court, again another order was issued by the Department of Personnel and Training, and this order has been implemented from September 8, 1993. So this issue has been a hot topic from 1990 to 1993. The order has been issued in 13th August 1990 by the Janata Dal government, and the Prime Minister at that time was VP Singh. Okay, so after that, after this order has been issued, there were so many disputes between the people, and this dispute goes to the Supreme Court also. And when Supreme Court gathered all the information, and after hearing all the points, Supreme Court gave its verdict that the decision given by the government was valid and there should be certain modification. And the modification was that those who are in good status, those who are rich, those who are well-to-do people, they should be excluded from this reservation. And thus the Department of the Personnel and the Training issued another office memorandum in September 8, 1993. Thus this dispute came to an end, and from that day onwards this reservation is implemented in India. Okay, I hope all of you have understood. If you have any queries, please let me know. Okay, we'll discuss another topic in our next class.